ZiggyNo's deep thoughts post the national. So, a lot of things go through this little brain of mine after leaving the national. And I wrote down some notes. And one of them that I wrote down, and this probably even starts before the national, but definitely I saw this at the national more than anything else. And that is influencer privilege. And let me just say this, with great power comes great responsibility. Just so with that privilege should come great responsibility. So I'm talking about, let me give you a quick example. Before the national, I saw that Brad, Comeback Card Investor, had unloaded a whole bunch of slabs on a local card store. And I don't mean unloaded like in some mischievous, mystery box way. They offered to buy it from him. They came and, bought it off him and helped him out, gave him cash, made a fair deal. They talked about it, gave them some publicity. They were happy to buy him. It works out. But that's definitely an influencer privilege. I can tell you a lot of other people got a lot of slabs that no one's helping them sell or buying them off their hands like that. So just a quick example. But at the national, I saw perfect examples of this where there was a little bit of influencer privilege, right? A great one is just Jeff. I mean, Jeff Wilson, we're talking about Sports Card Investor, has an influencer privilege. A trade night, I think he also sponsored it, but it's not that he's just there, but he's going to get approached by the best deals, the best cards. He's an influencer. People want to show him the stuff, right? If you're a kid, you're going to get a really good deal. He's making great trades with you. It's influencer privilege. I think he used that responsibility very well. There were other influencer privileges that I saw going on there. Probably the most I don't want to say egregious or blatant, but the one that stood out to me was the people they selected to participate on panels on the main stage, right? For example, they did 2 rippings of the 86 Fleer. Both of them, by the way, I was surprised. Nobody wore gloves on this. Not that I'm a big stickler for this, but you got to think that wouldn't you wear gloves with that or be a little more careful? I mean, just the way they handled the cards, I was quite shocked by it. The first group, which was sponsored by Card Ladder, had a little more knowledge of the product at least. But even that, I just felt like, I don't know, I was a little disappointed. I expected a little more conversation, history of the card. Tell me about it. The 86, they did the 86 Fleer and the 2003 Chrome, right? Which I saw no LeBrons out of 2 boxes that were ripped, by the way. But I just thought it was interesting. Again, they were picking people out. You think with that privilege, you do some responsibility, research it, talk about it, maybe play it up a little bit. The second group on Whatnot had to be, in my opinion, worse in the fact that, first of all, they were ripping the cards as slow as possible. They didn't know what they were talking about. They didn't know the players. I mean, they're like, oh, Larry Bird, just because they knew his name. But they didn't know the history of the players. Some of them didn't know that there's gum in the packs or not. Some of them thought the gum's going to kill you or poison you. It just was kind of annoying. Like, and of course, right, who's going to pull the Jordans? Well, the dude from the break place. What's that called? I forget. The backyard place? The backyard break place. He pulls one and makes like it's the, second coming of Jesus. Although we did tell everybody, hey, there's 2 Jordans in each box. And that was about 2. I think there were 2 in each box. But again, influencer privilege. Like I don't know. Another quick example was other trade nights, right? If you're an influencer setting up, you were going to get approached and probably get a better position for deals. I didn't see that specifically at any deals, but I have to believe, again, and I'm sure some influencers tell me, well, sometimes it's harder to do because I know I've got a channel. Yeah, but I got to think more likely you're going to get more opportunities, presented to you than a non-person would, a regular old Joe Schmo. So I definitely thought it was interesting to watch that, that influencer privilege. And let me just say this too, I'm not knocking it. It's kind of, I guess, a fringe benefit, right? A celebrity-like experience that people are going to treat you differently when engaging with you in business based on what they see you on your YouTube channel. I personally did not do any trades. I didn't advertise many cards. I did some consignment with DC, whatever that company was. I was looking to do some trade night, but it just wasn't, I don't know. It was not what I expected. And I wasn't going to be, I didn't feel like partying with my cards that I had there in trades like that. But again, influencer privilege. It's something to think about. I wonder what your thoughts on, did you guys see it? Like, for example, influencers I felt like got access to the line faster. They got in the trade night quicker. I could watch them and, get more attention. If you're an influencer, you got to hold the mantle. Why? Because you're some kid that has, 10,000 followers. I wonder how long that's going to last. Anyway, just one of my observations from the 2022 Nationals, influencer privilege and how it was on show at the National.